Hello, everyone. Welcome to the work. My guest today is Dr. Ishtaya, and his work, it just ran so deep in me, and I love that it has a really wonderful effect on you as you sit in this with this man. He actually, you can't see him, but he kind of looks like Jesus, and he's got the hair, and he's in a spiritual community. And one of the men in the community poured water over him while he's sitting, and he didn't expect it. And what comes out of that is just this radical worksheet and experience. And I love that you've tuned in, and welcome to the work with Dr. Ishtaya. So, Dr. Ishtaya, or Ishtaya?
It's Ishtaya. Hi, Katie.
Ishtaya. Hi, Dr. Ishtaya.
Hi. Oh, it's so good to be here. Yeah. I filled out a worksheet, which I would love to share if the space is for that.
I would love that too. Let's look at it.
Oh, amazing. So, I've had this cyclical thing in my life, and I was thinking, okay, this is the thing that's beyond me, and so Katie can help me. And so I chose a specific experience because I didn't want to come in with abstraction. So I picked a very specific experience. So I was playing music at a park with friends, and it's part of a community where I was really just heart opening to do leadership and organizing. And this guy who's a friend, was a friend, I mean, changing relationships, and he poured water over me, while I'm playing guitar, and that's one of the few valuable things I have. And anyway, that's the context. But let me read number one. If
yes.
Yeah, okay.
And this is and this worksheet is comes out of all that you've just shared with us, and him pouring water on you.
That's the specific experience that I'm allowing to be the focalization for the work. I can feel all the emotions coming up, so I'm just getting myself ready to be present in that.
And he was a friend of yours?
He's a friend still, in the sense that all of life is my friend. Before that, I considered him someone I could rely on, and so yeah. Okay, so I'm not going to use his name. So
we'll say he.
Okay.
Hear him.
He deeply disappoints me. He put himself out as a great guy, and he's just a thug.
Okay, so he poured water over you, and it got your guitar wet as well.
Yeah.
And that's about all you've got in that situation.
In that specific situation, after that, he and some other people started, they would make physical threats, and they would corner me in ways that implied violence. And I can't say whether they're actually people that would take it that far, but it did go there. And so that's where the mind says, okay, he's a thug.
So he deeply disappoints you. He's a thug. He deeply disappoints you. Be there now in that situation. He's pouring the water over you. It's the guitar. He deeply disappoints you. So examine that. Is it true? Are you just shocked? You know him.
I'm shocked. I'm overwhelmed by just grief and in a sense, it just goes all the way to the big stuff.
So we're looking at it now.
Yeah.
And we're not going way in the future. We're just looking at.
Yeah.
He poured water over you.
Yeah.
He deeply disappointed you. Is it true? Look back. I mean, yes, you were shocked. Yes, all of that emotional. But look back and you've seen him around people before. You've
yeah,
seen,
yeah,
it's,
yeah, yeah. I mean, I'd never seen that side of him. I'd seen, only who he'd put out before that, and I guess a part of me is naive and wants to trust people.
yeah, well, yeah. And you've seen him and how he is with other people sometimes.
I hadn't personally seen that before.
So he wasn't an acquaintance.
Well, I think he put on a good face, and since then I've kind of processed that side of things. Um,
So
but
he
no, I
deeply does, deeply disappoints you. Be there now
yeah,
in that
only
situation
my
where he poured the
expectations
water.
were disappointed. That's the truth. Only the expectation that I wanted to be true about who this person was and how I could trust them.
They're just,
So no, it's not true. Not to who I am.
I've been with people that are, um, they think things like that are funny. And for whatever reason,
Yeah,
they have behaviors like that.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then I was so shocked when it was turned on me.
yeah,
So he deeply disappointed you. Is it true? Where I am sitting in that with my guitar and my mind's eye is, yeah, yeah, I'm just so disappointed that he did that
yeah,
to me,
exactly. Yeah,
but not deeply. He didn't deeply disappoint me because, a dog barks, a cat meows. I put that in one of my books, and he does he does irritating things to people, at least
yeah,
irritating.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So
I'm using that moment as the focus, and it's one of those things where it's like people dig in their heels. So it's like the physical threats, and then after that all types of like community like back talking, and it kind of like broke down a whole community thing. And so it's the grief of like, I want community things to work out. I want to give my gifts before I die. Communities always betray me. Places aren't safe. Um and I want to be a loving open person, but also not have stupid expectations.
so how did you treat him, and how did you react? How did you treat you? And when you think the thought he disappointed you, and you were just so shocked that he turned his pattern on you.
I was shocked. I took my guitar out of the situation and cleaned it off so that it wasn't damaged as much. I tried to invite him to talk, and I tried after that to say, let's sit and have the talking stick, and try to do the conscious thing, and that was never received. um, my tension levels around it, I think, over time became high enough that it really just affected my sense of feeling safe and comfortable, and met and received, and I realized that's a growth area for me, and this is an area I need help with because it keeps coming up for me. It's like, I've got certain parts of me or my
No,
life that
you're trying to teach him, and he's not up for that. He's fine with his life.
yeah, he's fine with it. Yeah,
Yeah, he's fine with
yeah,
his life. And
yeah,
and you're so sweet and so kind. He sure would be okay with you. There's no downside for him. You're
yeah.
you're just one of these forgiving guys.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he's not forgiven.
He's not forgiven. Yeah.
He's not forgiven. If there's still a rub in you, and the way he turned down your attempt at teaching him differently.
I'm learning how to forgive. It's it's hard to.
Okay, so let's keep going. He deeply disappointed me. Who would you
I
be without the thought? Now feel the water just being poured over you.
I mean, the thought that I give is I got a free bath. you know,
So just feel now what you couldn't feel then. Just feel the water and then just gently move the guitar just a couple of inches away. Just gently, not quickly, just feel it hit your head and then gently move the guitar out of the way and let it be. Just take that bath, just look at it as a christening, a rite of passage. You're a peaceful man, and that was not a peaceful experience for you. So notice who you are without the thought, he deeply disappoints me, and feel the water. Without your story, without your ego, just taking the situation over like it's a terrible thing. No, feel it like a christening. And if you guys think that I am just messing around here, like, oh, go airy fairy on it. No, this is my life. This is my life. People pour water over me. I'm just inviting you into my own experience. There is nothing out of order in this world. But what we're thinking and believing about this world could certainly use a little work. I mean, it's like never too late. Baptism is never too late.
Mhm.
Just receive it. And I can say baptism because it's what peace really looks like. It's someone pours water over us. The ego is so quick to judge it and take it over. That's its job. That's the ego's job. He deeply disappoints me, turned around. He deeply, what?
Satisfies me. It sounds bizarre, but I guess that's the opposite of disappoints.
He teaches me deeply.
He teaches me deeply.
He deeply disappoints me. He doesn't deeply disappoint me.
Yeah, I can feel that.
Yeah, because other than what you were thinking and believing, I see no harm. You were able to support your guitar enough that that the damage wasn't too great.
It was minimal. Yeah. No, I can find that and I can feel it and I can stand in it and I want to stand in it. Uh,
Well,
and I
it just allows you to be everything you were trying to teach him.
yeah,
It gives you opportunity here together
yeah,
to sit in your own philosophy, your
yeah.
own heart.
And I know that and I struggle sometimes to feel like it's not a cop out when I see
Well,
communities and people lash out at it.
we're doing self-inquiry right now, and you're busy defending.
I want to discover how to live this all the time is where this whole inquiry is coming from.
Oh, this 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 Earth school, it's, it's earned. It's earned. I had this radical experience that that took me out of here and at the same time allows me to be here. And this is pure school. And what was the cause of your suffering? Was it him pouring water on you, or is it what you were thinking, believing?
It was what I was thinking and believing, of course.
Of course. Oh, so
Well, I've
no, that
inquired enough times, and it's always that.
so he deeply disappoints me. He deeply anointed me into your own work, into what you were attempting to teach him. You know, the role of student, I much prefer to the role of teacher.
Mm,
I know, oh, that is, if something could be more than true, that's a more than true statement.
mhm.
He's a thug. Is it true? So be there now. He just poured water over you. He's a thug. Feel the water. He's a thug. Be there now. Feel the water. Is it true? He's a thug. Is it true?
Only to the mind. No.
And notice how you react and how you treat him when you think the thought, he disappoints me, he's a thug. Notice how you treat him. You become a teacher, you lecture, but oh, so kindly, oh, so heartfelt, teaching him what you really haven't learned yet when you consider what you were thinking and believing when he poured the water over you. And look how he wanted no part of it. And you just were trying to teach him. He didn't have a problem, it seems. Notice what you were telling him, attempting to teach him, sharing with him. Notice what that was and be there now and live it. Hear your words and live it in silence. And let him live, let him be. You might even thank him for the experience. I can share with you, I'm sitting in a very, an amazing opportunity to live a life of silence and understanding. Look at the joy that brought him. And I'm assuming that. Did he laugh? Did he think it was funny? Did he?
He thought he pulled off a great prank. I mean, he was laughing, and
Oh my gosh. So you were both served.
I'm struggling to appreciate that, but yes. Yeah, it's, I mean, he was definitely laughing in his eyes as I tried to talk to him, and yes,
Yeah,
everything.
well, yeah, you just don't get it.
I don't get how funny he sees the whole thing. Yeah, I don't. I mean,
No harm.
I feel the divine giggle, but I feel like it's different from the laughing of a bully, you know?
Yeah, and I haven't met the bully in him yet. No, you could be right. I wasn't there.
You know,
But when I look at a bully, and I hear how you were approaching him and he wanted no piece of it and just kept laughing and you didn't get it and you just kept on, who's the bully? Some of us can be bullies in disguise and just look so, but a bully is a bully. Oh, dear, dear one, honey. Let's look at number 2.
Okay.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, these worksheets always get more and more fun.
Mm.
I
In that
want him to
situation, yeah, what did you want?
I want him to live his spiritual ideals, apologize, and get his blank together.
So you want him to live his spiritual ideals. Is it true? So be there now, feel the water. You're more enlightened too. There was no harm,
Yeah.
no big deal other than what you were thinking and believing. You want him to, and feel the water. You want him to live his spiritual ideals. Is it true?
No, not me as my true nature. No.
And notice how you treat him when you think the thought, I want him to live his spiritual ideals.
Yeah. I try to change him. I see it as a problem that he is the way he is. And I'm not at peace with it.
And look at him. He's laughing. Did I have that right? He was laughing when he was pouring the water over, but was he laughing when in your attempt to convert him?
In my attempt to talk to him, his eyes were just laughing, like, I'm not going to give an inch. What do you think? you know,
Yeah, good to see.
yeah.
Good for you to see and get clear with. You didn't have a problem. For some people, him pouring water over you like that, for some people, they just trust you enough not to be so upset.
Mhm. You mean him?
He poured the water over you. Maybe he just trusted you enough not to be so upset. So,
I I can't validate that, but I can see the possibility.
so I want him to apologize and you want him to get his S together. Is it true?
Not from me as my true self, no.
Okay. So notice how you treat him afterward. Notice how you react and treat him, what you say, what you do, and he's laughing.
Yeah.
Even his eyes are laughing.
I try and correct him, which I hate it when people do that towards me. I didn't see it as trying to correct him in the moment. It's not
And
what
notice that pattern. How old is that pattern in you?
like 4 or 5 years old, I guess. I mean, it was how my family interacted with each other, which my family drives me nuts. And, just their communication patterns are like so frustrating.
Like him and
Yeah.
his bully patterns.
Yeah.
So feel the water and look at him and how much, and the laughter that brings him, the happiness that brings him, the when you're thinking the thought, I want him to live his spiritual ideals. I want him to apologize and get his S together. Just let him be, take care of business, get present. And who would you be without the thought, I need to change him?
I'd be extremely powerful and centered and ready to let go and be flexible as people come in and out of my life.
So be there now, feel the water, and then let go of him. Focus on the gift.
In this moment, I can connect to a quality of being anointed into larger possibilities. Like I probably have been too attached to that community, and it's a small community that, I just have maybe expected things from that they don't have.
It sounds like a family.
Yeah, and I've chosen mostly dysfunctional families, so that's
Mhm,
a
mhm.
challenge.
Just like the rest of us.
Yeah, yeah.
So I want him to live his spiritual ideas, to apologize and get his shit together, turned around, and live this turnaround. I want me to, in that
Want,
situation,
want me to live my spiritual ideals, apologize,
to
and
yourself.
get my blank together.
Yeah. So do that now. Apologize to you for trying to change someone that is having such a good time. He's living out his path, sweetheart. What are you experiencing?
I'm experiencing expanding into the possibility that I can live this turnaround. Just feeling all the parts of me that would argue with it, and just gently, you know, just gently loving them while I continue to expand into it.
And just gently receive the water. That's what's happening.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. Everything else is yours.
Yeah.
We have these great teachers in the world, and we never know what they're going to look like, but there he is, testing all your values. We couldn't pay someone to give us so much as we're living our what they refer to as our spiritual path. I love sharing. I'm the only unenlightened human on this planet. And the world is my teacher. And I bow to that, literally. And it's not physical, it's a state of mind and body often.
That level of humility that you embody is something that is endlessly inspiring, Katie.
Well, it's certainly a gift with a capital G. Certainly is grace. What comes to mind is something I think I've shared here before, but I was drinking water and just drinking water. I was very thirsty. And it went down that exactly the wrong way. Water can do that, or we can choke on something we're eating. But like the water being poured over you, the water was just being poured down this path that prior to the work, I would have choked and spit and it would hurt. There would be I'd be able to feel it and even be a little sore afterward because that's not the first time it had happened to me, but it was um, the first time it had happened prior to self-inquiry. And so I was pouring it and it went down. And and my mind is water has a right to follow its path. And it just went down and down. And it was like I was in an ocean breathing water. And then it just gently came up. It was literally like was amazing. And our minds can be so subtle, like, oh, I'm choking. Oh my gosh. It's we don't even know what the words are, but the words have to be there for the experience of fear to be there. And these worksheets will give you gifts that it's like it hasn't changed my life. And then something happens and you wonder, oh my gosh, that's just like some kind of weird miracle.
Mm.
For you, not for other people, for you. This is your life. And, good to share, but sharing is different than sharing experiences with each other is giving and receiving, of equal measure. And that's what that water was for me. It wasn't there to do harm. And I could have drowned in it, but I was fascinated. I'm a don't know. And then it just came up. No harm. No harm, but panic. It's a, I'm thinking, you see what would happen there? That's my old school. That's Earth School. What was I thinking and believing prior to this awakening? But my memory shows me it was scary and it hurt being choked. It's so important when you're doing this work, you're sitting in your worksheets, the way we're witnessing our teacher today. To do these worksheets, you have no idea what's going to shift. We don't get to choose. We do our work and then we continue to live our lives and things shift that you couldn't plan, like a life of grace. And it's without exception. Someone gets their fist and they say, I'm going to hit you. And they're so angry, you can see their face. And you're already frightened and they haven't hit you. So first do no harm. Oh my God, he's going to hit me. No, first do no harm. I mean, what good is life if I'm afraid he's going to hit me before he hits me? I mean, life is in between. I get to see those eyes, that one you call a bully. I get to see, I mean, they're having a good time, maybe. Who knows? I don't know. But let's say there's a fist coming at me. Why would I suffer prior to the hit? That's crazy. Egos fight for survival. It already feels the hit before the hit. I just wonder what is the thought is the more terrifying. The hit is remembered, like someone hits you like that, and a remembering of pain is like it's remembered and anticipated. In other words, imagined. And that's the gift of Earth School. That's the gift of Earth School. There's no suffering here. There are states of mind here that we're here to explore. No horrible being has just shoved us down here to suffer. This is Earth School. And where all pain is either remembered or anticipated. That's the world we've been gifted in school. Let's look at 3.
Okay.
What advice would you offer him in that situation?
Okay. Well, I advise you to examine yourself and ask if
It's
you're.
a should or a shouldn't.
Um, I think that you should examine yourself.
No, that's not what you were experiencing at the time. You were just really clear about it.
Yes,
So,
you should examine yourself and ask if you're really putting your energy in the right place.
okay. So let's turn that around and see how it fits. In that situation, I should.
I should examine myself.
So feel it. Yeah, be there now. That's how we do this work. We anchor in the situation. I should examine myself and ask myself,
If I'm really putting my energy in the right places.
yeah, meditate in that, still in that. Take your own advice before we offer it to others. Let's take it ourselves. In that situation, I should examine myself. So it's never too late. I can do that now and ask myself if I'm putting my energy in the right place in that situation with him, trying to point out his wrongs. Yeah, he sure wants to hear that. It was water.
Once again, I can see all the parts of myself that want to argue, and I'm gently loving them and just dropping into the possibility that that points to.
Yeah. And honey, notice how familiar that is. Like you're a little guy raised in that family, as you were describing it, and look at that tendency.
It hasn't worked. I've never been able to save or change the communities that felt like they needed me to save them.
Yeah, it's like in that situation, I should examine myself, feel the water. I should examine myself. Notice what you're saying to him that he doesn't want to hear. He's laughing. And ask yourself if you're putting your energy in the right place in that situation, trying to teach him point out the error of his ways. And in that situation, I should examine myself and ask myself if I'm putting my energy in the right place. And notice how familiar. You could be a great teacher, sweetheart. It's just, but the audience, you know, let it be the trees and the sky and just live as a secret.
Live as a secret, sorry.
Live as a secret. I should examine myself and ask myself, am I putting my energy in the right place when I am attempting to teach others?
So live as a secret.
It's not right or wrong. It's just that it doesn't sound like in that situation that he was teachable, wasn't even interested.
No. So when you say live as a secret, you mean
Live
it's
everything you were saying to him, live it. That
secret.
gives us one human being that actually is living their spiritual ideals. And no one has to know. Your family doesn't have to know. The people you hang out with don't have to know.
I don't need any external validation.
No, for me, I don't know. I'm a student. I don't see that changing. That would be ridiculous. That'd be ridiculous for me to teach my children, for me to teach Stephen, for me to teach anyone. That'd be ridiculous. I'm a student. There's a lot of freedom in that. Let's look at 4. In that
I need
situation.
him. I need him to feel shame and for pouring water on me and my guitar.
Hmm.
And I don't want him to feel shame. I mean, I was being honest and a child when I wrote the worksheet, but I don't want
Well,
anyone to,
that's what the worksheet's for.
of
Looking
course.
at ourselves and what we were experiencing in any given situation and being authentic with ourselves as we move it from our head and move what's in our head to paper, just the way we were thinking it. And that takes a lot of courage, even to fill in the worksheet with as much integrity as you filled it in with.
Yeah. Yeah. And I can see after we're talking how my communication patterns, it's like, I didn't think this consciously, but when I was talking to him afterwards, it's like, okay, if I say the right thing or point out the right thing, he'll feel remorse or shame or,
Yeah,
and then I'll help him. And it totally goes back to my family and just,
yeah, yeah,
I just
yeah,
stop trying to
yeah.
save my family. This is like 40
Oh,
years later and I'm still trying
sweet.
to save them.
Oh, honey.
It gets real. My parents are older now, and I've realized, I really have to, you know, I always thought it would change, those kind of things that you deal with.
No, those patterns we live until the day we die if we don't understand how to deal with this world, how to be in this world. Yeah, the I, that ego is. Oh, wow, we only live as ego. It overrides what doesn't need to talk because it's fully aware of the gift of life. We just catch up with it. To be happy, you need him to feel shame for pouring water over you and your guitar. So be there now. Check it out. Look at him. To be happy, you need him to feel shame for pouring water on you and your guitar. Is it true?
No.
And notice how you react when you think the thought, to be happy, I need him to feel shame for pouring water on me and my guitar.
I get desperate for a way to change it.
And look at you, and then look, in that situation, look at you trying to teach him, trying to point out the error of his ways and look at that now. And he's laughing, he's having no piece of it. And now go back to your childhood and see how that fits.
It's like a glove.
And notice they didn't want to hear it any more than your water carrying friend did.
And I struggle with the parts of me that feel not good enough or like I'm a problem or a mistake. And so I'm trying to compensate when I try.
Feeling shame and trying to compensate in
And I
that
just need to
family.
resolve that inside myself.
Yeah. Well, here's the way to be happy. To be happy, I need me.
I need me to feel shame for pouring water on myself and my guitar.
How many times have you?
It's true. Right. Yeah, I've been
Yeah, he
shaming
did
myself
it
my whole life.
once, and you're just pouring it on, pouring it on, pouring it on.
Yeah. Yeah.
As though he didn't administer enough pain on you in your experience. You just have taken it over.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been pouring water on myself since I was born, really.
Oh, my darling, let's look at 5. In that situation, he was.
He's a jerk. He's a plain and simple jerk.
Okay. So he's a jerk. Test it. Look at him. He's laughing. He's a jerk, a plain and simple jerk. Drop your story and look at him. Look at his laughter. Look at his. And what does it say for you that he can actually do that? It seems that he would trust you to be not mean and cruel.
You mean instead of like trying to fight him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have your own subtle little way, and that's what's
Yeah. I guess I feel like it's subtle, but I think maybe other people don't feel it's so subtle.
well, he was pretty onto you. I'd say he was onto you. You weren't subtle at all. You go in with what you were going in with in your childhood. If you just say the right thing, if you just are just understanding enough, just.
Yeah. Yeah. My parents would say that exact phrase, if you just say the right thing, but it was never good enough. So it was always kind of a carrot dangled to make the psychological mind just constantly tortured. It's a
Yes.
very abusive childhood.
Yeah. Yeah. So in that situation, I was.
I was.
A jerk, plain
Okay.
and simple jerk.
I was a jerk, a plain and simple jerk.
Okay, so try it on. Just try it on.
Like I struggle with a part of me says, "Oh, now I'm trying to denigrate myself," but I'm dropping into from the true
No,
self.
you're not that way all the time. I mean, this is an old pattern. It's, it's the ego's work. You didn't,
I mean, I was a jerk to myself when I went back and tried to talk to him as if he was going to talk rationally to me. I mean, it's
Mhm.
silly to expect that.
There it is. And was it so shocking he wouldn't listen to you?
Only to the part of me that had expectations from just a rational and clear looking. Of course not. Um, and this is why I'm naive in my relationships, as I sometimes don't.
Mm.
I'm just not honest about people are people. You know.
Yeah, and yeah. And you're one of our favorite people. We can pour water on you, and the worst that can
I never
happen
saw it
is
that way,
you're
Katie.
gonna
It's hilarious.
lecture us and we're gonna laugh.
I never saw it that way, Katie, and it's hilarious to see. And but I think there's actually a huge component of that. I mean, I never would have taken it as a compliment, but
Yeah. Yep. It's, I have an expression and it goes like this: you're the last to know what everyone else sees clearly.
yeah,
The eagle's blind. It can't see. And sweetheart, notice how when you're doing that, like you're going back, you're teaching him, attempting to.
yeah. Well, I'm really trying to say the right thing to my father. That's kind of where it all goes back to, like you know,
And what would you say to him? He
my
just
father
poured water over you, or the
guy. Yeah,
his
I
own
mean,
in his
I
own way.
I think I would walk away at this point and just not expect it to be needed. You know.
Walk away from what? If it were your
Well,
mother,
you're saying if I was in the incident again, yes.
yeah, and with your father,
Oh, with my father.
and he poured water over you.
Thank you, Dad. That's probably the most honest thing you've ever done.
That may not go down well with him.
I don't think anything I could say or do will ever go down with him. That's just kind of his pattern, you know.
Yeah,
So I,
very good. You know your dad well.
yeah,
Yeah, he would do that. He says what he says, or
yeah, yeah.
and
And he's hired everyone around him to make the opposite true, and so it's like a constant mind, unless I just learn to walk away, really, which I have very little connection to my family now because of these things, and I struggle with that
mm,
too because
mm.
it's very painful.
Well, this guy, is representative of probably every family member you have a problem with in one way or another.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone, without exception, in my family, I've tried to talk to, and it's
Yeah, to
been,
show them the error of their ways, then they're not up for that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And I
who
don't,
wants
and I
to
don't know
see
what the
the
balance
error?
is, Katie. I don't know.
Here you come. Oh my gosh, everyone get ready. He's going to point out the error of our ways.
Mm,
Mm.
yeah. I don't know what the balance is, Katie, because I wisdom in some senses to walk away from quote
Oh,
unquote.
I'm no teacher. I don't know those things. I live turnarounds
Okay,
because that's my world.
I know.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
downside though is I lose my family.
Mm.
That's, you know,
Well, as though you have them anyway,
never did.
but you've been dear enough that their door is still open to you. That's a big deal.
It doesn't feel like I can walk into it without coming out severely wounded.
Well, then don't. But I'd sure do enough worksheets and turnarounds to go back in there and see. Um, they're your teachers. In my world, those are our teachers. And you have enough in you experience of being with your family that you don't have to go back. They're living in your head.
Oh yeah,
So you can just do worksheet after worksheet on your
yeah.
family. And then they would, it what that does is it shifts your identity. And that's who they would meet. Shift your identity is another way of, to me, that is authentically, it leaves you authentically a student in this world. Our job is to love what is. Why is that our job? Because it hurts when we don't. I love about non-duality is it's without opposite. It's beautiful without opposite, other than what we're thinking and believing. This is heaven. All of you, if you died right now and you went to heaven, a perfect world where everyone loves, there's nothing out of order. Everything you need is there. It's heaven. One problem, though, what you believed here on earth, you believe in heaven. So you're back on earth again. And in my world, this is heaven, other than what we're thinking and believing. This is heaven. And what is heaven by my own definition, just my own? It's flawlessly my teacher. And it doesn't move, it doesn't bend. That's love. I don't need to look at my family. I don't need, this is my world. Every grievance I have could be worked out on paper, just the way you're doing it. Just the way you're doing it now. And it's such a privilege to sit with you. This is not easy. You're important in life. In that situation with him, I am a number 5.
I am a jerk, a plain and simple jerk.
Okay, so give me an example of where you were a jerk. He poured water on you, and then where were you a jerk when he
Well,
finds you funny?
well, as we've talked about, I was trying to correct him, and after that, a lot of people actually gave me support after that. Um, but in the community, I also was really like angry with people because I felt like it wasn't enough, like we didn't shift the energy, and so I went into places of anger and judgment afterwards in my choices that I wish I hadn't. I mean, at the time, I was doing the best I could with what
Yeah.
I had,
Yeah.
and so I don't want to be in self judgment about myself. But I need to
You know,
understand.
on the other side of our time together, where was I? You know, I invite you. You know, it's like specifically where was I a jerk? Specifically, where was I a jerk? Did I take it back what he did to me to the community? Did I keep it alive? Did I? Where was I a jerk?
I
Plain and
was
simple jerk in your
I
words.
was a jerk. I was a jerk to myself and to the community by by letting it live and not finding forgiveness. I'm finding forgiveness more now, but it's taken, this was 6 months ago.
You know what forgiveness is to me? Understanding that what I thought happened didn't.
Yeah.
That's forgiveness. That's total forgiveness. That just leaves him as your teacher, not the other way around. That's moving.
And it didn't happen because that's only my thoughts about it or what happened, right?
Yeah, yes, sweetheart. And we're
Yeah.
driven, you know, it's what we say into come out of those images of past future in our head. And you're talking to him, remembering the
Yeah.
guitar before you cleaned it up, remembering, you know, remember him pouring it over you. You know, it's just keeping what isn't as an is.
Yeah. I'm allowing this sense of forgiveness to extend into my childhood, and it's the edge for me. I think as a lot of people who do the work who have trauma and abuse, because I have sexual abuse in the childhood, my father, and I both have felt really liberated by the perspective of the work on abuse, and also at moments I struggle with a sense that it's condoning it, and
Well, that would be how you do the work. I don't condone. I don't condone
right,
anyone that would sexually or in any way abuse a child. There's no way I condone that, but I do understand that if I believed what they believed and lived their experience, and I believed what they believed, I would have to do it too.
yeah,
This is Earth School. That is not condoning it. That is understanding. And if I abuse a child, if you care about me at all, lock me up. I don't want to do harm in this world. This precious world, this opportunity to understand. And honey, there's something so powerful when you look at molestation, you know, your own, to experience without your thoughts. And this takes real presence, just alone experience what you were thinking and believing when you were being molested. And that takes a lot of courage to just identify what you were thinking and believing in
I
that
mean,
experience.
at the time as a child, there wasn't as much story as the world gave me later. And it's more like the society later telling me I should be angry. You should never forgive him. You should never talk to him again. But as a
You
child,
know,
those thoughts weren't there.
that's all that all works for some of us and not for others. And it would take a lot of worksheets before I'd step back into a family like that because my old patterns would just blow my whole I am enlightened shtick. Got to be real deal walking back into a house full of teachers that are there to teach me and show me what's left. Take a lot of paper. Those of you that have trouble going, take a lot of paper with you when you go. A lot of worksheets. I would do a few before I went back to see what's left. That's what families are for. You're in Earth School. So in that situation, in the park, we poured the water. I was a jerk, plain and simple. And if you owe any amends around there in your community, because you not out of a sense of remorse and guilt, but to just, I get it. I kept that thing on him alive and I apologize for that. And then go on with your life. But it's nothing you say like just like that inside of you. It's meant. And you've done your work. It's like it's like showering. It's great hygiene. Mental hygiene. Let's look at 6.
Okay. I'm not willing to be shamed in community again.
And how did he shame you?
Well, it felt like the entire activity was that to make me look like a fool and to laugh at me.
Okay, so let's look at that. That's what you were thinking. That's what you were thinking. Notice how you react when you believe the thought.
I'm angry. I want to stop it. I want people to help me correct the violation, just like I wanted my family to help me correct the violation. I mean, it's all connected to that.
So you're pointing, there's this person you just don't approve of. He poured water on me. And then he didn't listen to me when I tried to point out the error of his ways. What he did to my guitar. And, sweetie, oh, honey. You know what you're guilty of? You're guilty of trying to change the world, make it a better world. And, I want that too. But I only deal with my own world. I don't try to change other people's world. Not my children, not my grandchildren, not my granddogs or cats. I'm enough to have on my hands. So I'm willing to
be shamed in community again.
And I look forward to
being shamed in community again.
Now, see, I find that incredibly exciting. You have a whole community you're a part of that you can do worksheet after worksheet on.
Yeah. Or just be so clear in myself that I stand in presence and experience it as not being shamed.
Yeah, well, yeah, and their job is to move you to feel shamed again. And that would just be another worksheet.
Yeah, until I'm immovable.
Yeah, and until you can laugh as hard at it. What are you most ashamed of, or something you're ashamed of?
In my life?
Yeah.
Is feeling like a failure?
Yeah. So you're a failure, is it true?
No.
And how do you react when you think the thought, I'm a failure and he won't listen and he's laughing?
I'm devastated. I want to hurt myself. I don't want to get up in the morning. I don't want to, I just, I fall apart.
And you see it as his fault. Everything you're describing that you're feeling, it's like
Yeah.
that's on him.
If they were just nice to me, then everything would be okay.
Yeah. So I'm willing. Number 6, I'm willing.
I'm willing to be shamed in community again.
I look forward to.
I look forward to being shamed in community again.
Yeah, because you are blessed with community. You're blessed, and they will bring up everything you need to move from your head to a worksheet. They're literally, in my world, they're there to enlighten you, not the other way around ever. Be the listener. Or would all of you, would you rather be a student or a teacher? Mm, mm, mm. I don't know where you're all at, but I can tell you I'm a student. Very grateful for this. My world is full of teachers. And I appreciate that one and all. Thank you for your incredibly open mind. Your humility and your courage.
Thank you. Thank you so much for being here.
To meet you. Let's get some feedback. So, family, what are your takeaways? Jerry.
Hi.
Hi, Jerry.
Well, takeaway is just like you said, everyone is our teacher.
Yeah.
And none of us have the knowledge to be teaching anyone else, which
We certainly have a lot of experience to share. Yeah. And it's just, I see you have, students behind you with you?
they're not my students, but yeah, they're my classmates.
Your classmates. And
Mhm.
and it looks like a lot of support, all of you together and sitting this. What was your experience? What are your takeaways from this?
That other people can help you see where your thinking is flawed.
Yeah, and anger lets us know our thinking is, and that's not to say don't experience anger. If I'm angry, you're gonna know it. And that's a part of integrity, not hiding it. If I feel it would be hurtful, I would just go away somewhere and feel it. And I wouldn't move it from my head to paper on a worksheet. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else there want to share any takeaway you had? Okay, so Anita.
Hi, Katie.
Hi, Anita.
Hi, how are you?
Takeaways. I'm well, thank you.
Good. I found this very intense because I can feel how he is. Because sometimes when we mature, and we find some spiritual truth in our lives, we also want to communicate it to other people.
Yes, 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 yes. It's how many of them listen, you know,
Yeah.
and to live it is how to teach it. Just,
Yeah, because he says that he's been pouring water over himself all his life.
yes.
He's been trying so hard to reach out to others. And also for me, I see this intense need to teach others. And I see they're not responsive. And then I have to look inside. This is very hard because it's very intense need to help others, but maybe they don't need it or
The
want
way
it.
I help others is I live the turnarounds, and I have no idea. I just don't know another way. It's just not authentic any other way. If I don't live it, if I don't live my turnarounds, which happen only after I've questioned what I'm thinking and believing, the turnarounds come. So if I'm not living those turnarounds, then I'm not shocked if I'm hurt.
Yeah, but that's the big good laugh when you realize that all the things you thought about the others, there are things you can actually say about yourself, and then you get a really good laugh, actually.
Yeah, very humbling.
Yeah.
Very humbling. Yeah, there was so much in the work today with Dr. Ishtaya. So much there for all of us. For all of us. Thank you, honey. Maggie.
So I was just commenting as a class, we were talking about kind of some of our takeaways. And I think there's a lot of things that I found to be beneficial. I love how the questions bring out what your feelings and your thoughts, but then how you have to reflect those back on yourself, because I think there's a lot of power in that. Because a lot of times, I mean, as we've talked about, we reflect our ideas and our beliefs on other people.
Yeah.
And so my takeaway was just that we don't have to be the teacher to someone else, and that we actually in turn can teach ourselves with what we learn about what's going on inside our own heads.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, we have these thoughts that affect our self-esteem and how we are with others, and then we have self-inquiry where we can move that our thoughts about others. You know, I'm trying to keep this simple, but if I have a problem with anyone or their attitudes, I love that not only me, but all of us can move those judgments from our head to paper and get clear about them in ourselves. Because the thing is that we so dislike in others, you know, we're the same.
Yeah. And I think it's interesting that most of the times they are not the problem. It's how we're perceiving them. It's like how it's our minds that are the issue, because they're just living their own life. And so if we don't try to make it a personal experience for us, then it doesn't become an issue. We
Yeah.
can just live our life and they can live theirs.
Yes. So give me an insult. Pretend that you are really angry at me, and just imagine and insult me. Say something to me like, Byron Katie, you are.
I feel like that's not normally in my nature, so let's
Yeah,
figure out
it's
something.
difficult. However, it happens several times a day. And on a scale from 1 to 10, it slides up and down the scale.
Man, I can't think of anything.
Any of you, but behind, any of you would have a criticism? Okay, so if someone calls me a jerk, like, "Judy, you are a jerk," okay, I can just feel, let's say I just felt this thing coming up like anger and then hurt and then I don't feel a part of anymore. And let's say you call me a jerk, and what I would respond with is, tell me more. What did I say? What did I do that would lead you to see me as a jerk? And I can grow from that. Now, if you call me a jerk, if you said that to me and you were being honest, I would laugh and say, "Oh my God, thank you for calling me out." I fell into that pattern again. And you see how people can grow me like, "Byron, Katie, you don't know what you're talking about." And it's like, okay, how often today was I just guessing at life, assuming, and not right or wrong, but you see how insults, all of us listening out here, insults are not, they can grow you. They can grow you. So if someone insults you or compliments you, like they give you a compliment, we love that, and they insult us, it's an equal gift if we have the ability to look to ourselves and say, could they be right? Could they be right? And it could be they're pointing out to something we're totally blind to. So I have an expression that says, if you want to know what people are thinking about you, go to an enemy and ask.
Yeah,
And that
that's a great.
because that enemy is a friend.
I was just gonna say, I think even if you shouldn't let those types of things become your identity, but
Mhm.
you can, like you said, grow from them. You can help you become more of who you want to be instead of having those tendencies.
Exactly so, but I can't shift what I'm not aware of, so I count on a perceived enemy to wake me up to it. And if they say something that hurts, woo, that's a good one. I need to look at that.
Absolutely.
So
Thank you.
Thank you. I love that you raised your hand. By the way, everyone, if you enjoyed this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating and review on iTunes. It really matters, and thank you for that. I love that you join me every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday from 9 to 10 a.m. Pacific time. At homewithbk.com, let's do the work.